This is Robert Demers for Conman here at the Montreal Comic Con, and I'm here with Conor McCreery. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm great. Thanks very much for stopping to chat with the humble old Kill Shakespeare guys.
Well, we already talked with one of them, so we thought we'd make the set.
You know what? It's good, actually. I mean, I hear you talk to Anthony Delcall, and he told all lies about me. All lies! Oh, he said good things? Oh, then it was all true. Total truth.
It's a lie.
Quiet, you! Delete Marco's interview. Get rid of it. Don't listen to him.
You should kill Shakespeare.
Kill Marco. I mean,
How's the convention been treating besides table rivalry?
you know, table rivalry is one of the unsung stories of cons. A lot of people get stabbed behind these sheets. It's very Shakespearean, actually. No, the Montreal Con is great. This is my second time coming down to it, but I think it's the third time we've been down as Kill Shakespeare. It's really cool. I really like the Montreal Comic Con. It's really cool because I love getting to see the Quebecois side of comics. I love BD. Like, there's a little bit of it that I picked up, like Black Sad. I kind of grew up on some of that stuff when I used to work at the Silver Snail, so I always find it really cool to come here because it's the only convention in North America where you get to see that side of the comics world. And I just think it's cool. Like, the taste in Montreal is unique. And it's good for us because I think people appreciate our book, but I just love seeing what people in Montreal are into. You know, Montreal it's kind of true. Montreal's a little more stylish than the rest of Canada, and it's kind of cool to see that style.
What was it about comics that made you decide that you wanted to be part of that?
I always liked telling stories, and I mean, when I was a little kid, I guess like a lot of kids, I mean, I read comics. I mean, this was back before everybody had comic stores everywhere, and I'd go and get my comics from like the local drugstore, and so like Shoppers Drug Mart would have Spider-Man number 222, and I'd start reading there, and then the next month they wouldn't get in a new issue, and then I'd have to wait like 4 more months, and then they'd have like 227. So I never ever got a total complete story as a kid. I've never, to this day, all the books I loved as a kid, I've never read any of them all the way through because I never had all the issues. But I love Spider-Man because, here's this wisecracking nerdy kid, and that's, I guess, what I thought I was. And I loved Moon Knight. I thought he was so cool. I know, I love Moon Knight. What can I say? Batman, these stories are just so, they're larger than life, but they're also so like gritty and real at the same time. And yeah, I just kind of fell in love with the medium. And then I got older and I worked in film and TV, and Anthony and I came up with the Kill Shakespeare idea, and we just sort of thought, comics might be the very perfect place to put this story. It's obviously, words are obviously very important to Shakespeare, just as they are to Kill Shakespeare, but Shakespeare was a playwright. He made things for people to see, and comics let you see things. They're kinetic. And so that's, I think, what really drew us with this project to comics. And it was great that being a lifelong comics nerd, I got to actually do a comic.
How is it collaborating with Mr. Delcall to create this book?
Oh, man. I mean, well, what do you say about Anthony? He's actually kind of a genius. It's really good. Anthony's a really, really smart storyteller. He's got a lot of very good ideas. It's good. I think with two brains, it really helps come up with more ideas. I mean, certainly you have times where you're like, oh, I would do it this way, and he wants to do it that way, and you end up getting something different. And sometimes it's way better because of that. And sometimes, I'm sure we both have parts of the series where we're like, oh, I really wish we'd done that a little differently. But I think that's a really small price to pay to end up creating something that people seem to like so much. And then you add Andy Belanger, the artist, in, right? And Andy's another guy who's going to come in and bring in his vision. And so, I mean, comics they're like film in that they're a collaborative medium. You can't make a movie on your own, which is why I'm one of those people who hates a film by credit. You don't see a comic by Scott Snyder. Like, Scott Snyder's like, no, there's artists who make my work better than I could ever on my own. And so I think it's exciting. I love the collaborative nature of comics, and I think that's one of the things, probably one of the reasons why comics tell more interesting stories right now than probably almost any other medium.
When you started the book, how was it to put the new spin on the classic characters and give them their own new personality to what Shakespeare has created?
I mean, to me, it's a lot of fun. I mean, I guess there's two things. One is that Shakespeare did so much with his characters that I don't think there's very much that we do that people would look and say, oh, that's impossible. Like even Juliet, who's probably 180 degrees from the stereotype of Juliet, people think of Juliet as maybe this weak female character. Maybe she's whiny. Oh, she killed herself over love. Like, and our Juliet is this leader of a rebellion. She's like Joan of Arc. But even in that, we'll still make the argument that Juliet in her play was actually probably the most active character. She's the one with the plan. She was the one who was really kind of driving Romeo. So we'd be like, Juliet was a really active character. This is the same girl, just grown up. And I think people like that. I think we've done a good enough job trying to figure out who these characters could be, that people who really love Shakespeare aren't getting offended, and people who don't know Shakespeare are looking at this going, oh my gosh, that's who Juliet is? That's what Othello's doing? Oh, that sounds so awesome. Like, I don't even know those plays that well, but that sounds amazing. And so, yeah, that's really cool. We love it.
Besides being widely well received, what is the future for the book and the property in general?
Well, I mean, we've just done our third trade. You guys are getting an exclusive. This is the first time we've shown this third trade to the media, so that's coming out in October. We've been approached by our publishing company to maybe do a board game, so that'd be really cool. We've been working on a mobile game. I can show you a screenshot here. We've been working on doing this mobile game, and then we've been really lucky that because of the way Kill Shakespeare is sort of put together, people in film and television have said, hey, this could be a really interesting story. And our background was both in film and TV, so while we did Kill Shakespeare to make a great comic, we always had in the back of our head, like, oh, maybe we could do this, so here we go. Here's our Kill Shakespeare mobile game. So we always thought, we could maybe do this as film and TV, and so we're really lucky that people agree and think it could be a great film or a great television series. So ideally what we'd love to do is have a world where you can watch the TV series and get one story. The comics will have told you a slightly different story. You can play a game and immerse yourself that way. We'd love to make it something like Lord of the Rings or like The Matrix, which I think are really smart pieces of entertainment that were, Game of Thrones, that were put out to lots of people, and they just keep doing cool things with them. So that's what we'd love to do lots of cool things with Shakespeare.
Well, thank you very much for telling us, and I hope you enjoy your rest of the time here at the Comic Con.
Thanks very much. I really appreciate it. It's really great to talk to you guys.